This is what I would look like if I was recording this video in Mexico. Today we're playing Minecraft again. Yay, Minecraft. Yesterday I created deforestation. Whoa. I love how every time I start playing this game, it lags like crazy. And someone's gonna see that and be like, oh my god, this sucks. It's just the first couple of seconds, okay? So I created deforestation, as one does. I think this is good enough. I'm gonna start building a farm to put the piggies, my people, put the cows, put the what else? The sheep, aka people on Twitter. Yeah, I gotta do all of that. I think I'm gonna do that. Just so I can have a farm of animals, so it can be Old MacDonald. And we all know that Old MacDonald, he touched kids. But yeah, anyways, that's what I'm gonna do today. Hopefully I don't get too distracted on what I want to talk about today. Today's video's topic is bad people, bad friends. Mainly because I didn't have, there's one topic that I've been wanting to talk about, and I think I'm gonna talk about it soon. But that one will be a really serious topic, and I don't want to like do that on a silly video. I want to actually, I don't know. I'm thinking of building something for that, a little memoriam, for people that, have passed away this year. Dia de los Muertos is coming up. That's something that my culture does. I never celebrated it, but till recently, recent events and shit like that, it's something that I think about more. But yeah, I'll talk about that in a later video. I have to find a better way to talk about it, because it is a really, usually these videos are just silly, you know what I mean? But yeah, I do want to take that topic seriously. Today I want to talk about bad friends. And I feel like, me personally, I've been a bad friend to a lot of people. I feel that way. And then I'm hesitant to talk to people about that. Because I don't want them to think that I'm asking for attention. There's just things that I've done that I look back on and I say, wow, I regret, or I'm not surprised why some people cut me off, because I started shit, that was on me. I'm the one that did that. Yeah, let's do that. So let me elaborate more on that. One thing that I will never do is betray a friend. That's something that I've never done, and I will never do that. I will never betray someone's trust. But what I have done is that it's more of me taking things in the wrong way, and then subjecting people to how I can be sometimes. I know I talked about this more in the anger video, and how I would get easily angry, and most of this is just from back then. I would say that I've improved a lot since then. You see, this is why I need a food farm, because I don't have any food. Damn, I have nothing. Meow. I do need 1 iron though to make a shovel. Barrowman, I need food. Do you have any? Oh, no? Okay, Barrowman. Let's craft the shovel. And oh, I do have food. What the hell? I didn't see that. I'm so blind. But yeah, so it's already getting dark, bruh. I just got here. There's things that I've done in the past that has made a lot of people cut me off. You know, where do I even start? Where do I even begin? I didn't even think about where to begin with this topic. I just realized the camera is not really in a good position. There we go. I made a lot of bad decisions, and a lot of the times, like I talked about that in the anger video, a lot of them come from me not rationally thinking about something, but more of me taking things personally. That scared me, you know, like taking things personally. Spruce fence. Yeah, wait, what? Oh, I need wood. Okay. I was confused for a second. I was like, I have the sticks. I didn't have the wood. I typically do have wood. But yeah, it was just me taking things personally, and instead of just being chill about it, I'd get mad. And it goes back to the anger video where I talked about just like how I couldn't take back then. Like I couldn't take criticism. I couldn't take anything from anybody. Like I took everything as a personal attack, and in doing so, you know, I made a lot of people not like me or get a terrible impression of me. Which fair. I'm not gonna say they were wrong to think that way and not like me. And I was fortunate to have friends that, because I wasn't like an asshole to them in that regard. Like I didn't treat them poorly. I didn't betray them. I wouldn't do no sneaky shit, you know, behind. Like I wasn't like that. I was just, I don't know, like emotional. Like, you know, I just take shit and shit that wasn't really a big deal, and you know, kind of lash it out on them. And it's not like I'm perfect in that, you know, regard. You know, it's not like I'll say that I haven't improved, but it's more of like, it's not like what am I trying to say here? It's not like I fully have changed from that, you know, because there's times even to this day where if somebody says something, or you know what I mean, like kind of like irks me, like I could be passive aggressive to them, or I don't know, I could just be mean, and like I don't know why. I guess I let my emotions kind of get the better of me. I've definitely improved in, you know, a lot since then. Like I said, I understand that a lot of these videos that I make, since I don't have an audience, are the first impression to you. I don't want people to think that I'm like I've intentionally gone out of my way to hurt people. You know, it's just that the way that I am and the way that I react to certain things has hurt people, or has made people mad at me, or made me lose a lot of friends, because I just, you know what I mean, I handle stuff differently. You know, and I remember one time I got into an argument with one of my close friends. You know, I don't even remember what it was about, but because of my pride, I wouldn't admit that I was wrong, and that almost led to us actually fighting. Like, bro actually came to like the class that I was in at the time, and he wanted to throw down, right? And like I was going to as well, but then we had somebody else there that calmed it down, right? And I look back on that and I'm like, that's on me. I initiated that. You know what I mean? Like, why did I do that? And then like, obviously now we're cool. You know what I mean? Like, he has his own life though. You know, he's trying to be a barber, and I have my own life. I'm doing this, you know. But I could have lost a good friend there, someone that actually, I didn't have many people that cared about me, and that's the thing. I didn't have a lot of friends. I didn't have like a lot of people that gave a fuck about me. I didn't have that. You know what I mean? And because of how, like, I don't know, like, it's almost like what's the word that the white kids say now, like, that have they misuse it now, crashing out. I was doing that for no reason. You know what I mean? Like, I was, you know what I mean, willing to you okay, kitty? She almost tripped on my light. I was almost willing to sever friendships over nothing. And it's not like I'm perfect. Like, you know, there's time, like, the problem is that I feel things heavy. You know, I feel things heavy, and sometimes I put my emotions over reason, logic, stuff like that. You know, and it is embarrassing to admit that. Should I do that? That's a lot of sticks. What can I put in the? Hold on, I'll put it over there. Yeah. Let me put my trash there. My dirt. I also have redstone. Let me put the redstone in that one over there. I need to be a bit organized. At some point, I should probably make a video on organizing stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of keep this stuff here. Bucket. I don't know. Okay. Oh. But yeah, I severed a lot of friendships, and even again, I'm not perfect. Like if I get irked at something, like I will be passive aggressive. And one of the things that I fear, and I've gotten more control of this as I've gotten older, but I still fear this, is that at some point I'm gonna say something that's really gonna make someone like despise me. And again, and it's not like, again, like I think the problem, and I talked about this in the anger video as well, that if I'm really mad, I don't care about, like, I'm trying to get better at this, you know, and I've gotten better at removing myself from situations where they can get ugly, I guess, you know, just so I can calm the fuck down. But I got into like if I get really mad, I don't really care. It gets to a point to where I don't care what I say to you, right? And that's not good. That's not good. And again, I don't know why I don't know why I'm like this. I don't know why, but I guess because I feel hurt, you know, that I want to hurt you back, but in doing so, I can say something that's going to be like, "Hey bro, that was too far." You know what I mean? And I don't know. I don't ever want to do that. You know, that's why whenever I get really, really mad, you know, I remove myself from a situation, because because two things will happen, right? Two things can happen. One, someone's gonna realize that they're making me. Whoa, kitty, damn. Hold on there. Hold on there. I know you want me for my money. You know what I mean? But don't do that. No, I thought the Barrel Man was trying to escape. Hey, you will never escape. But I've done things that. No, oh, sorry. What am I trying to say here? Oh yeah, that would have been a funny bit. Unlucky. I'm getting distracted here. You okay, kitty? Almost tripped there. Trying to be a gold digger. Now, I ain't saying she a gold digger. I'm afraid that one day I'm gonna say something that's too far and make a friend dislike me. The camera once again moved. I think Kitty moved the camera. And make somebody like despise me, and I lose a friend there, or I guess like I end up being a bad person, and people don't want to be my friend anymore. I don't know. I need to be better with controlling how I feel, and like I said, I've been good now at removing myself from situations where I could probably say something that might hurt someone. You know, do I need to? Can I just do one? Ah, shit. I'm so stupid. But yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, I just remembered. My brain, I had a huge brain fart there. Either two things will happen if I get mad, right? Or, yeah, like, people will realize that I'm mad and will try to tease me to make me more mad. Or, like I will say something, and because I feel hurt, I will try my best to hurt you as well back. You know what I mean? And in doing so, I might say something that's too out of pocket. Excuse me. And I don't know. I'm really afraid that I will ever do that, because it's not. I don't mean it. You know, I said some crazy shit before, to people out of being angry, and I think a lot of my friends now, they understand that I'm just an angry little kid. You know, well, not a kid. Why did I say kid? I'm not a kid. I'm a grown man. I'm an angry little man. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm short. I'm a short person. I'm an angry little man, and you know, it be what it be, I guess. But I don't know. I really do hold the friendships that I have dearly. Is that the word that I'm looking for? Because I don't have many. I've never had many friends. I've never had a huge circle. I've never been around a huge bunch of people. I've only ever had a couple of friends, right? And I really do appreciate that they don't. I have people cut me off, but the friends that I have now, I appreciate that they deal with my bullshit. But also, they're not like yes man. Like, trust me. Like, if I do some fuck shit, my homies are gonna be like, yo, bro, calm the fuck down, right? You know what I mean? They ain't gonna take my shit either, and I really do appreciate that. I do appreciate that because, like, you know, it has weirdly humbled me, and like I said, I've gotten better at being a better person. But I can't ignore the past things that I've ruined, the past friendships that I ruined. Like, I look back at some of the friends that I had back then, and I don't know. I feel, bro, it's already nighttime. There we go. I feel really upset because I have severed a lot of friendships because of the way that I've been. You know, I don't know. I think now I just kind of spend my time more being alone out of fear that I'm gonna do something that's gonna, you know, hurt a relationship with somebody. Does that make sense? I don't know. I'm still not perfect either. It's like I said, you know, there's times where I do get, I get passive aggressive, or someone might say something and I take it the wrong way. You know, I wish that I could be one of those people that you could tell them anything and then they just don't really care because to them it's not a big deal. Like, it's like, hey, it's just not a big deal. Like, what are you upset about? What are you mad about? Stuff like that. Like, it's not a big deal. But I feel things heavy. I think I've said that in a previous video, maybe the anger video. I know I'm quoting that one, but it goes hand in hand. It really does. That I feel things heavy. How do you make a carpet? I need wool, right? Okay. Because if I make a carpet, I won't have to worry about, you know, the little fence thingies, the open ones. Now I just need to find animals. Animals. There's none. Yeah, like, anger definitely goes hand in hand with that. But I also just feel like I'm a bad friend in general. You know, I feel like I can be pretty selfish. Like, it's weird. I don't know what the word is. I was gonna say juxtaposition, but it's not even close to that. Well, I mean, it is close, but not as close as I'm. What I'm trying to say here is that, wait, I don't have any wheat. This seeds won't work. Don't even try that. That's so stupid. I need wheat. I didn't think about that. But I would say that I've said this, and it's definitely one of those. What do you? Oh, you just have pumpkins, bruh. What the hell? Why do you just have pumpkins? You're not Barrel Man. Get out of there. Sorry, I'm struggling to think about this. Because there's like many different thoughts going on at once. Okay, I can't multitask. How do you make a hoe? There we go. You don't make them, you just find them. All right, sorry. That some people will get mad at that. Yay, I planted. Now I just gotta wait. You don't have carrots? Nothing like that? Holy moly. We're broke. We're broke here. I would say I'm loyal to a fault. You know, which is good but also bad. You know what I mean? Because I still think about old relationships or old things, old friendships, right? I don't know. I feel like I try to be personal with everyone, and I've come to this realization that not everybody will reciprocate certain things the same way. Um, it took me a while to realize that. I'm talking about, like, I'm still trying to learn that and recognize that. You know, there's friends that I have even to this day. I think really there's only like 2 people that I can actually have an actual conversation with them and tell them, hey, this is how I feel, or this is what I got going on. You know, and other people, I feel like I don't want to waste, I don't want to burden them with my problems, because everybody's going through something. Life is not good right now. It's just not. I mean, maybe you're having the best time of your life. I don't know, but life is not good for everybody. I don't want to burden people with my problems, and I used to do that a lot. That's another thing. I used to, like, the smallest things I would just talk to my friends about it, and I guess they, just like these videos, how some people might interpret them as me complaining or wanting sympathy and stuff like that. That's not what I want. I just want to talk. I just like talking to people. I like saying, hey, this is what I got going on. Is it nothing bigger of a situation? Probably. You know what I mean? I'll be okay. I just want to talk about it. But some people, I guess they felt like they needed my help, and sometimes I would get emotional. I guess like that would make them uncomfortable, and I wish that they told me that. I wish that they'd say, hey, can you just like not talk to me about these situations, because some people don't, and it's like, I wish you could tell me, yo, I'm not really good with this shit, right? I would respect you more if you said, hey, I don't know what to tell you. I don't really like talking about this stuff. Can we not talk about this? But I guess it makes sense. You know, I'm more bold with how I feel. Other people just don't want to be rude, which I also respect and understand that. You know, I'm not gonna judge someone over that. Is that good? Let's see. Yeah, it is good. How many? I got 3 seeds. Let's go. Iron Golem. Don't step on my shit, bro. All right. So I need to make. Wait. Where are the seeds at? What? Did you take the seeds? Bro. Oh, let me do that. Maybe you'll plant some stuff. You gotta do something, bro. You're not Barrel Man. Barrel Man is over there. Maybe if he dies, you can take his position. But not yet. You know, yeah, I just make these videos just to talk about just shit. You know what I mean? Like, the past is the past. I can't change that. You know, I've severed friendships with people, and I mean, sometimes I do look back on it and I say, man, I wish that maybe I was better as a person. You know, I understand that for a man, it's not one of those. It's one of those things where you just don't. You're not really expected to be an emotional person. That's something that I've realized. And I mean, you can say whatever you want. Like, no, times have changed. They have, but realistically speaking, when it comes to how things really are, you know, nah, it hasn't changed. And that's a problem. You can't have someone that feels things. You can't have someone that, I mean, you can. I'm just saying, like, someone like me that just feels things heavy. And I don't know. Again, like, I'm fully open to blaming myself, you know, over the shit that I've done back then. But that I can't change that. You know, I can't change what I've done before. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. I feel like I won't lie to y'all. I was saying that because I wanted to fill in some dead air. I wasn't even understanding what I was saying. Give me a second. Yo, come here. That's gonna happen often because I don't actually edit these videos. Because the whole point is it's like a therapy session in a weird way. You and you. Yeah. Nice. But I'm still not perfect. It's not like I've changed either. You know, completely. I recognize my faults, but there's a lot of work that needs to be done for me to change and get better. Um, for example, one of the things that I feel, and I don't know why I feel this way, and I've always felt this, and I hate that I feel this way because that kind of gets in the way of stuff, and that's why I say it's like it's weird that I say that I'm loyal to a fault, because I am. If a friend ever needs me, I'm gonna be there. I don't. I have a pet peeve of mine, which is something that people do. It's a really common thing that people do, but it's a huge pet peeve of mine. I don't like when people call me or text me. No, sorry, not text me. Sorry, call me or come to my house uninvited or unannounced. I don't like random ass calls. I don't like when people just show up to my house. I don't like that. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just don't like that. I'm like, yo, what if I was doing something? I don't like that. It feels like an inconvenience. I like when, and I do this. You know what I mean? I call people, or sorry, I text people like, hey, can we call? Or are you busy? Or, I mean, I don't really go to people's houses, but if I do, I like to say, hey, you mind if I visit you? I don't know. Like, I like to do that. I don't ever want to just show up and surprise someone, like, cause, you never know what's going on, right? So I do that, but at the same time, with my close friends, my close friends and my family, obviously, I have this thing that I always have my phone on D&D, mainly just not because I feel like I'm important or whatever, you know what I mean? That's my cat, that's my son right there. I actually want to show you the picture of my son. There we go. Yeah. There we go. That's my son right there. His name is Micho. But I always have my phone on D&D, not because I think I'm some big shot or like, oh, don't talk to me, but it's more of like, I don't want to be on my phone. I'm addicted to my phone. So I've been doing that to reduce my screen time. I'm not thinking I'm important, but I've had it for almost 2 years now at this point. And I have certain people that can bypass my D&D. And what I mean with that is that if they ever need something, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. I could be playing a game, I could be recording a video, I could be beating my shit. I shouldn't be saying that, sorry. I could be doing any of that. But if they call me, right, I will, without hesitation, drop anything that I'm doing and answer them. You know what I mean? Because I want to be available to those that I care about. Right? That's how I am. Now, I understand that not everybody's like that. You know what I mean? And that's fine. You will be how you will be. And that's fine. Everybody is how everyone's going to be. But that's what I like to do. I still feel like I'm a bad friend, though. I didn't know how to transition from that. I just think that a big part of it is I feel like I have a huge ego. I don't like certain things. I take things personally. And, the reason why I would call this video Bad Friends is because not only do I consider myself one, which I think I will get more in depth into. It's already 30 minutes. Holy moly, what the fuck? I haven't said anything. I'm looking at the recording time. I've had friends that have tried to make me the butt of the joke, and I don't mind being the butt of the joke. I even like to make fun of myself, like, oh, I'm short, I'm fat, like, come on, being a short fat kid, unless you are that, right, you don't know the type of teasing we get. We're like the easiest people to tease, right? I even feel like sometimes people probably don't like us because we're fucking fat. Yeah, I get it. You have to have thick skin. You have to have thick skin if you're gonna be thick-skinned. You know what I mean? You have to. Otherwise, you're just gonna get mad at everything. Because people definitely, they love to make fun of fat people. And if you're short, that's a remedy for being the butt of the joke. You have to get thick skin. You know what I mean? The problem is that I don't like when people only do it to you. Because again, I also have my pride and I have my ego. And I've changed a lot since then. I think that the person you see now before you, I still have a lot of flaws and issues that I need to work on. But back then, right, depending on how I felt, it could go south, right? It's weird because now I genuinely like I don't like confrontation. I kind of lock up during confrontation. It's weird because it's like night and day. Back then I would confront everyone, right? And that's the thing. I had people that, you know, when I realized that they were just making fun of me and they wouldn't have that energy for other people, when I would call them out on it, do you think they were gonna say, "Oh, you know what? I'm sorry." Do you keep in mind? I come from a different kind of area. It ain't progressive out here, bruh. You know, they ain't gonna say, "Ah, shit, my bad, bro. I ain't mean to do that." They gonna be like, "Bro, it's not that, bro. Chill. It ain't that deep. Like, what you worry about?" You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, but you're only treating me this way, right? Like I rationalize everything. Sometimes I forget that people just don't rationalize things. You know what I mean? Or because of their own ego, their own being in their own high horse, they don't care about logic. You know what I mean? They don't care about that. Especially if they already look down on you. If you right now look down on me already, you know what I mean? I mean, if you're taller than me, you kind of already do. But if you look down on me as a person, anything that I'm saying holds no value to you. So I wish I recognized it then, that people that they had me in their friend groups to just make fun of me because I'd give them a reaction. And it wasn't until I actually started, I don't know, at some point I just had enough of it, like around like high school. I had enough of it that I just said fuck it. You know what I mean? If you want to talk shit, we gonna scrap. We gonna fight. Right? And I've gotten my ass beat for that. And I've beaten people up for that. Not that many. Like, it's not like I've been in crazy fights. It's not like that. Like, it's not like I was like in a fight left and right. Like, you know what I mean? I can't scrap. I can't. But I realized that you can't let people bitch you. You can't let people talk down on you. And again, like, it's a mindset that I don't want to have anymore. Because now I'm older. I'm now in the free world, right? I'm not a kid in high school anymore. Like, fighting is for losers, in my opinion. You know, that's why I've changed. I don't like confrontation. I don't get in confrontation. You know what I mean? But that's even happened with a friend. I think did I already mention this? That I almost fought a friend. Yeah, I think I did mention this. You know, over nothing. You know, again, now we're cool, but I almost heard a friendship with someone that I would consider a brother. You know what I mean? He's my homie, right? I slide for him. Like, something happened to him, bro. Like, I slide for him type shit, but I almost broke that friendship over nothing. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think about that. What was that? You know, and I realized, like, damn, bro, I've been a really shitty person to my friends, and I still am sometimes. And for that, if any of you guys are watching this, I'm sorry. I don't want to be cheesy and say it to you personally, because I had a situation like that where I apologized to some people. I would say I was friends with them, but I was like an asshole to them. I apologized to them, and I guess because of how much of an asshole I was, they used that opportunity to kind of, I want to say mock me, but I went in this whole like apology little thingy, and then they went, did you say something? I thought you said something. Something along those lines. No, I don't think verbatim, but something like that. And it really showed, again, like, this is around like high school, so it really showed how I really felt. I genuinely wanted to beat that guy up. I'm not gonna lie to you, like, I genuinely, like, again, it's not like I'm like the top tier scrapper. I'm 5'7", bro. Most people could beat my ass. I just realized at some point I could just stop. I shouldn't take shit from anybody. I shouldn't allow people to take advantage of me. Even if that meant getting my ass beat up, I'll make your day an inconvenience if I have to, right? That was my mentality then. Now, any confrontation, I just back off. It is what it is. I'm not gonna get into a fight. I'm not gonna get arrested. I'm not gonna do none of that for nothing, right? That's at least the rational side of me. If someone really pushes my buttons, I'm gonna try myself to remove myself out of a situation. I'm just letting you know that if you're following me around and you're not letting me alone, the old ways will come. I don't want to be like that, but I'm just saying that's gonna happen. Not like it's any threatening, bro. If you're like over 5'10", yeah, I'm cooked. But I don't know. I feel it feels weird talking about that because I don't want people to think that I'm trying to be cool or glorifying how I used to be. Far from that. I'm embarrassed about it. I'm embarrassed about how I used to handle situations. I'm embarrassed that I would get mad over the smallest shit and I would sever friendships, or I'll let my ego get the best of me, you know, and that because of my selfishness and something that I didn't mention early in the video that I should have, and I'm sorry for not mentioning any earlier. I don't like when my friends do better than me. I don't like when a friend of mine improves more than I have. It's weird to me that I am like that. That I have the support of my friends, but when they do good, I don't know, I get this urge to just do better than them, and I like when people consider me better than them. And I am a shitty person for that. You know, it's weird. I don't know how to. Is it ironic? I don't know what it is. What the word I'm looking for is, because I'd be there for them if they ever need me. One of my homies said right now, like, "Yo, I'm going through something right now. I'm going through something." Oh, sorry, I like the song "PMP" by Kendrick. If they ever needed me, I'll go. Like, yo, pull up to the crib. Something's going on. I'm gonna go over there. If some shit happens, you know what I mean, someone's messing one of my homies, I'm there. I don't give a fuck if it's a 2B8. I'm gonna be there for my homies. I don't give a fuck. But if they do better than me, I just feel like I just can't. I don't know why. It's weird. Like, it's not uncommon either, whether you want to admit it or not. Maybe you're not like that, and you're hearing me out and saying, "Wow, what a piece of shit." But it's not an uncommon thing, and you see it all the time where people they want their friends to do good, but not better than them. And I know this, yet I still am this way. You know, I don't know. That makes me a selfish person. I've always said that I've always told my friends this, and I mean, I don't think they could call me a liar because I've said this multiple times before, that I'm selfish, you know. But it's weird because, like, I'm selfish for what I want, right? If right now, if you're trying to be a YouTuber, right, or a creator, and I'm just be honest, because I don't want to lie to you. I don't want to be a liar. I want to be really honest. If I'm not really religious, I'll talk about that in a future instance, you know, when I'm more educated on what I want to talk about. But if God said to me, there is 100 people that have dreams, aspirations, life, they have this story, you know, they need to pay for, you know, this, you know, their family's going through something, right? 100 people. These 100 people will one day make it in their careers and their goals. Either they get that, or you get what you want. What do you pick? I'll pick myself. I'll get what I want, right? I'm really selfish, right? And I understand it's selfish. Some people are willing to give their lives for the sake of others, you know. I mean, I would for my family. That's about it. You know, my mom, my dad, and my sister, without hesitation, because they are the only reason why I even, you know what I mean, care about anything. But besides that, nah. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I feel like a really shitty person a lot of the times, and I don't know. I just wish that I wouldn't take things personally, that I wouldn't be horrible to some of the people that I care about. I look back on the old friendships I had and the people that have cut me off, and I think to myself, and I'm like, I'm the reason for that. Oh, sheep. I don't actually. Yeah, let me take you with me. Come here. Let's go on an adventure. Let's go on an adventure. Number 15. Tetanus. Alright, come here. Come here. Come here. You look so stupid. Stupid ass. Stupid ass. Alright, let's go. I'm calling you stupid. I don't know where I'm going. Where's my house at? Where's my house? Oh, it's over there. Sorry. Follow me. Follow me. Follow me. Follow me. Oh. Sorry. Come here. Come here. Follow the wheat. Follow the wheat. Follow the wheat. Follow the wheat. Mm-hmm. Follow the wheat. Follow the wheat. Cool. Alright. Alright. Come here. Hey, 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 hey. Come here. Follow the wheat. Follow the wheat. Come here. Come here. Good boy. Don't record that. Don't save that. Don't screenshot that. Don't screen record that, okay? Nobody will, because it's already about 40 minutes into this is the longest video I made. My bad. I am sorry. I thought I didn't do anything. Look at that. I just got 3 cows and 1 sheep. Alright, well, I'm gonna end it there. I don't want to take more of your time. Chat, I'm not perfect, and again, I wish I could take back the bad shit that I've done before to my previous friends, and you know, I've not been the greatest of person, and I really do want to improve. I know that some people might see this and say, "Wow, bro's admitting to being a terrible person," but I think that's how you learn. I'm putting myself out there, letting you decide on how you feel about me, letting you criticize me for how I am. I hear you out. Either you, I hate you, or hey, look, this is what you should do. I'm the same way, or I used to have someone that was the same way. This is how we fixed it. So it's up to you. You can hate me, you can dislike me, you can have a conversation, whatever the hell you want to do. That is the point of these videos. Why am I talking like that? I'm sorry. That's it for today. I hope you have a fantastic day. Again, and I would probably say this now going forward. If you have a dream, anything that you want to do, lock in, do it now, because no one's going to do it for you. And you're only going to get older, and you're going to regret the time that you did not lock in. So do it now, doing what you can. I hope that you have a fantastic day.
This is the end.